Hey Gaming Freak Nation, this is Vin with Con Freaks and Geeks, and today we're taking a look at Darius' Cozmic collection. Shoot 'em ups are a classic gaming genre, and the Darius series is one of its most notable progenitors. It's been memorable for numerous reasons: multi-monitor setups, captivating tunes from Zuntata, ocean-themed mechanical bosses, branching stage design, and slick ships. These reasons have captivated audiences since the late 80s. It's also quite challenging, even for series veterans. Darius' Cozmic collection revisits the first three arcade iterations, Darius, Darius 2, and Darius Gaiden. But the collection also features a lot of different variations, some of which are pretty uncommon and hard to access. While these games have received numerous console versions, many of these are different from the arcade material. With slick heads-up displays and accurate emulation thanks to renowned port masters M2, Darius' Cozmic collection provides a unique opportunity to check out the series' history. Darius' plot is fairly straightforward. You'll pilot the distinct Silverhawk ship in order to combat the invading Belsar fleet. These Belsar forces consistently threaten the residents of the planet Darius. You'll pilot characters like Proko and Tiat as well as their descendants in order to fight back. You'll traverse a variety of planet surfaces, caves, underwater areas, mechanical surfaces, and outer space territories during your journey. The distinct feature is that you select different paths at the end of each zone, so you'll need multiple playthroughs to experience everything that each game has to offer. The Silverhawk's mechanics are pretty consistent across each game. You can fly in 8 directions and fire forward missiles and downward bombs. Red power-ups empower missiles, green power-ups boost your bombs, and blue ones grant you a shield. When you collect enough of the same power-up, your firepower will reach the next tier, your missiles will become a laser, and so on and so forth. The caveat is that if you're defeated, you'll lose your progress towards the next weapon tier, so dying especially stings. If you do reach the next tier, you can keep it. Darius Gaiden empowers you quicker per power-up, and it also adds a screen clearing mechanic, much like other shoot 'em ups. You can also shoot specific nodes in order to bring enemies onto your side. But all in all, Darius games feature straightforward mechanics. The difference, of course, is that these bosses are often gigantic ocean-themed enemies. The multi-monitor displays in Darius 1 and 2 lead to an ultra-wide playfield. You have a lot of room to move around, and there are often a lot of terrain and enemy obstacles on screen. One of the collection's most notable features is its inclusion of multiple versions of Darius and Darius 2. The game does a fantastic job of telling you the differences between these versions. Darius New and Extra are further tweaks on the original's balance. Extra is the most fair, as it actually lets you continue mid-run, which is nice considering that these runs can be pretty long. Darius 2 is also interesting due to the inclusion of its Western counterparts Sagaya and Sagaya version 2. Sagaya actually has shorter stages, fewer branching paths, and shuffled stage visuals, which is incredibly fascinating. Darius 2 has you flying from the sun to the rest of the solar system, but Sagaya gets rid of these labels altogether. Sagaya version 2 shuffles level visuals even further. These different versions ultimately still provide a similar experience, but it's great for history buffs to be able to experience this content. The shorter stages may be more appealing for certain players, but sometimes they might be a bit too short compared to the original games. Another one of the collection's notable features is its user interface. It has a crazy amount of added information. You can see boss hit points, which is really convenient since some of these bosses are bullet sponges. You can see boss names and even the source of real-life animal inspiration, which is quite granular. The game shows song titles, remaining armor, boss timers before enemy spawns increase, original instruction art, pilot names, and more. And you're free to turn off some of this information if you want. Another handy inclusion is a training mode that lets you choose whichever zone you want to start in. You can also select your weapon's power-up levels too. This is a handy way for players to play around with later zones. The game also has comprehensive replay and ranking functionality. You have 5 replay save spots per version, and you can download replays from the leaderboards too. You can slow down, fast forward, and even rewind these replays. Darius' Cozmic collection is well made, but generally speaking it is still ultimately 3 games with multiple variations. As a result, this collection is for more hardcore shoot-'em-up players, or for those who love Darius. A gallery also would have been welcome, as Zuntada's tunes are legendary. Darius and Darius 2 have some high-tempo beats. The way Darius starts, with Captain Neo, is quite entrancing, and Gaiden mystifies players with experimental dense tunes like Fake. Of course, the plus side of the collection is that the user interface is incredible, and you really get to dive into the history of these games. The collection caters towards hardcore players, but anyone curious about the history of the shoot-'em-up genre will certainly find something to like here. Thanks for watching our review. This has been Vin with Confreaks and Geeks. Please follow our social media channels for more great content. See you around and stay freaky geeky.